We have some very noteworthy information to pass along to you right here on the show because we are talking about the Pacific History Conference, which is scheduled to take place right before FestPac, the Festival of Pacific Arts, happens. That is significant. What is slightly less significant is I am the only person on our set tonight who does not have a doctorate. We have Dr. Anna Torre and Dr. James Averinas. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
For having your PhD conferred. Last time you heard, like, you were still working on it, so
yes,
well done.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's talk about the Pacific History Conference. Dr. Torre, we'll start with you. In what context are we looking at this, given the fact that FestPac is coming up?
Well, this conference is held every 2 years, and it travels around the region. And about 4 years ago, knowing that FestPac was coming, we started putting out the buzz that Guam might be interested in hosting. It's a lot of work, right, to host these international conferences. So at the last meeting 2 years ago, Guam was voted, and so definitely we do have a kind of connection to FestPac. For one, encouraging the people coming to Guam to stay longer. So we've got about 160 presenters, and about 140 of them are coming from all around. I mean, Europe, a lot from Asia, of course, a lot from Hawaii, but Australia, New Zealand, coming from all over the world, really. And many of them are staying also to go to FestPac. But then we also have some panels that are specifically also more kind of cultural oriented. So within our conference, there's actually quite a few panels with the International Council of Traditional Music. Mm-hmm. So, we do have your normal history panels, World War II and, missions in the Pacific, but there are also quite a few kind of more art-related presentations.
Because, and Dr. Averinas, you can jump in whenever you wish, but when we talk about the Pacific proper, just covering the Western Pacific, there's a ton of information on that. There's so many people that get involved in it. You're talking about the Pacific in general and everything, right. Like way more areas, a lot more history and culture to cover.
Right, definitely. And the conference it's usually quite successful because it does draw in people who are covering the region as far as Melanesia, the whole of Micronesia, the whole of Polynesia, and not just necessarily through the specific practice of history, but across the humanities. We have a lot of folks presenting on things like literature, gender, things like economies, environments, all of course in a historical context, but bringing that all together to get a better sense of what is the research going on out there across the region, as you said, a wide area, but also a good spread across different approaches, different styles of scholarship.
Yeah, and there's so many diverse cultures, diverse history, diverse approaches to enjoying life and exhibiting the very best of their culture, and yet at the same time, there's a common thread that ties us all, being Pacific.
Yes, and there's definitely that consciousness. I mean, it's nice, I think we are seeing a large turnout of indigenous scholars. For example, we have a whole session with New Zealand Maori presenters, and got a few from Papua New Guinea. And I think partly because of FestPac, they're also drawn to the conference. The traditional history conferences are, a lot of professors talking about places that they're not necessarily from, but that they study. But this conference, we're seeing a high percentage of kind of indigenous participation from throughout the region, from New Guinea to Fiji to New Caledonia, Tahiti. I mean, it's quite diverse.
So obviously there's going to be a lot of information that the academic community would sink their teeth into, but if you're a average Joe like I am, who just likes good information and wants to find out more, may I attend as well?
Oh yes, certainly it's open to the public. Now, in specifically, we also have a scholarship for teachers that through the generosity of Bank of Guam, we're able to offer to 25 teachers. So maybe...
Yeah, definitely. The Bank of Guam has been very generous in sponsoring 25 scholarships that will provide for conference registration fees, meals throughout the conference materials, for 25 teachers from our elementary, middle, and public schools here on Guam, so that they can have access to some of this cutting-edge research going on and be able to bring that material back to their classrooms and incorporate it into their teaching. And so the Bank of Guam scholarship, the deadline is March 18th. It can be
Friday.
Yeah, which is this Friday. Applicants can apply online. And again, this is for 25 teachers. And on top of the conference registration, the Bank of Guam is also providing 1 professional development credit for scholarship recipients.
Nice.
Yeah, so that'll be good for them.
Okay, real quick before we head out of here, how can people get tickets?
Well, the easiest way is online, www.uog.edu/PHA conference, so the Pacific History Association conference.
Very nice.
So just go to PHA conference and you'll get everything you need.
It's that simple. UOG did their website a few months ago. Like as an
Yeah.
alumni, I think it's wonderful.
Yes,
Looks
yes.
great, very, very functional. So
It's very nice for us to be part of the UOG system.
yeah, well, and we're very lucky that the two of you are doing your very fine work.
Yeah, and on top of VOG, we've had a lot of community support.
Oh,
The Guam
it's the Guam.
Preservation Trust has lent a significant amount of financial support on top of the Bank of Guam offering their scholarship. We've also got support from the Guam Visitors Bureau, as well as different units of the university, the President's Office, the Dean of College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, the Dean of the School of Business and Public Administration. So it's been a lot of community support out there for this effort.
All right. Well, thank you both. And we'll